On the twin flame journey, we always have that one big question. Does my twin feel what I'm feeling? Are they going through what I'm going through? Or am I just going fucking crazy? That's the thing. We wonder, are we in this alone? Or is it mirrored? And yes, it is. Your twin flame is your mirror soul. So they will feel exactly what you're feeling. And you're going to feel exactly what they feel. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. We often think we're in this on our own. We feel like that all these emotions, all this awakening, all this healing, all this everything is ours and it's isolated. But oftentimes it can get more intense because we're not just feeling our energy, we're also feeling our twin flames. And that can be good and bad. We can feel that high intensity love. We can feel when they're thinking of us, through the heart center. We can feel that ecstatic feeling, as I've mentioned before, that feeling of ecstasy. And that's the most beautiful energy we can feel. And that's why, and as well as that, this can be at a distance as well. We have that telepathic communication. We have that telepathic mirrored energy. We can feel that high vibrational love from a distance. So, what I love to describe this. When you feel, when things are good in separation, so when you're actually, on a high vibration level and you're both thinking of each other intensely, even in a sexual way, you can feel that desire. It's like, it's all the way through your body. It's so, you can fucking feel it in your fucking fingers and your toes, everywhere. You know what I mean? So that's really high intensity, right? That's a loud energy when you're apart. That's that mirrored energy. But when you're together, you know what I mean? I like to liken it to, if you're plugged in on full charge. So you and your twin are plugged into each other on full charge. You're at 111% all the time and you cannot come down. That's how it feels when you're together. That's that mirrored energy. You feel as they feel. So that's why it feels whenever you're together. It feels like you're in this mesmerizing, otherworldly energy. But you can feel everything. You can feel all of it, the good and the bad. But 99% of the time when you're together, it's all good. But anyway, when you're apart, it also can get into the hard parts, the emotional parts. And that's the thing we have to decipher between. Because obviously on this journey, in separation, it's preparation. So we're healing our wounds. We're healing the parts that we need to heal, mainly around our heart chakra. And that can be very fucking difficult, but it can be highly intensified because our twin is going through the same thing as well, all the time. And it is all the time. What I've noticed lately, I have time, I introspect every single day. I do my healing every single day. So, I don't distract from that. The odd time if I'm very emotional, I'll watch a kiddie movie, but that's to get out some tears, so it is actually a part of my healing. But oftentimes the unawakened twin likes to distract. So they might go working all the time, or they might be doing, things in the community that might keep them distracted. So they're constantly on the go. They're deliberately trying not to think about you. And then they might have one day, which for me in particular, it's Sundays. The last couple of Sundays have been really fucking hard. And that's the way I think is my twin is busy for 6 days of the week, and Sunday is the only time he gets alone with his thoughts. And then all of it comes in at once. So if you're starting to, if you're going through, if you're doing the same as what I'm doing and you're constantly doing your healing, but all of a sudden, out of absolutely fucking nowhere, you get this wham bam explosion of emotions and start thinking heavily about what your twin has been doing or your connection. This is that mirrored effect. You're effectively feeling what they're going through. And this can be so difficult because, as I said, with that high intensity energy, you're feeling their telepathic energy very, very strongly. So when they're when they're distracting and then use one day with this avalanche of emotions, you're going to feel that too. So, it's very important to decipher whether it's your energy or theirs, because we can often lose a lot of our energy in ourselves when it's not even our energy that's being taken on. So we can ask the angels to protect us in this sense and to send healing towards our twin, but help us to lift any energy that's not our own. This does work, but I don't know, the last few Sundays it doesn't fucking work. But anyway, it's that high intensity. So everything you feel, they feel. And, you know, they probably go through it as well. Like, you could have a highly emotional day and they could have a randomly highly emotional day. This is it. You're going through bouts of anger. They're probably feeling that too. You're crying for no reason. They're crying for no reason too. And that's not funny, like, but it's kind of like, this shit is, it's a bit fucking crazy. But it is the way it is. Like, so we do kind of, sometimes we can get angry that our twin isn't doing the work. We can say to ourselves, you know, I'm doing all this hard work, I'm doing all this healing, I'm sending you healing, I'm all this, you know, it's, you know, we get into that frustration mentality. But they are doing it, and we have to have that compassion. Because, you know, if you were the unawakened twin, you know what it's like to go through a spiritual awakening, right? You know, we've been doing this for a few years now. And it's fucking hard. You know what I mean? How many dark nights of the soul have we gone through? How many heart purges, awakenings, trauma, everything that we've had to heal? Now, I've been on this journey since 2018, and it's been a roller coaster, and it's been horrible. It's been great. It sounds like such an oxymoron. It's lovely. Like, I'm the best version of myself because I've gone through that. I really am. But it was fucking hard. It really was. It was. Like, for anyone to say that this is a breeze is crazy. But anyway, I've had 7 years of this, and it's been hard. And I've understood what I was going through. I didn't at the start. But I do now, like, and I have been doing so much research over the last 7 years that I understood what I was going through. But even when you understand what you're going through, it still doesn't help anything. It does. So, like, you know, you're watching those energy updates online and stuff. So it does help you on your journey. But if you, I can't remember what it was like to be unawakened. It's been so long. But your twin is still in that matrix system. And oftentimes it's hard when you're still in the matrix. Like, you know, when I was still hanging around with 3D people and telling them about my awakening journey, you know, it just didn't work. Like, people think you're fucking crazy, and you start to think you're crazy as well. And, like, I've always been weird, always been a little bit quirky. But even I started when I discovered I was a twin flame, and I was going through the motions of twin, like, you know, I was already awakening, so I was fine with that. Like, you know, I was like, I'm open-minded. But the twin flame journey made me actually question my sanity, really did. And that's from a person who's already a little bit weird. Do you know what I mean? So I was, like, literally kind of going, am I crazy? Is this crazy? And then the 3D people would plant seeds of doubt anyway. So there is that bout of craziness, or feeling like you're crazy. So can you imagine how your twin flame is feeling? They're still in that 3D matrix. They're still surrounded by 3D low vibrational people. And they're the only one of the group. We've already done this. You know, we've been the only one of our group that has gone through it as well. But they're going through that. They're going through that on their own. And they're not going to reach out to you because, you know, especially if it's the masculine and they're overcoming that toxic masculinity side as well. You know, that macho energy. You know, you can't talk about stuff to your, you know, they feel like they can't. You know, so it's going to be so much harder for that person to go through what we've already gone through, and we're still going through it. Like, don't get me wrong. When I met my twin flame in the physical, I was like, I'm fine now. You know, I've been through this awakening journey for ages. This isn't going to be hard. I was fucking wrong. The last 10 months have been fucking a roller coaster, a bigger one again. Do you know what I mean? And I've healed so much, and I'm so grateful for it, because I'm such a better version of myself since I met him in the physical. Do you know what I mean? And I've grown every step of the way, and I wouldn't change any of it, no matter how difficult this awakening journey is. You know, for anyone who hasn't done this before or hasn't been on this journey, I'm not painting a great picture. At the end of the day, I'm just going to do a little side note here. Like, we were living in a 3D matrix, mundane, fucked up, false, negative, fear-based system. The same shit every day. Nothing changed. We attracted toxicity into our lives. We had toxic relationships. We had abuse. There was people bitching around us. We were part of that fucking gossip system. Ew. No, thank you. And don't get me wrong, on the awakening journey, you're faced with all your traumas, all your past life traumas, all your childhood traumas, all your I'm not painting a good picture. All your relationship traumas and all of it. But The reason we lived such a fucked up life in the 3D matrix is because we bottled that shit up. And that toxic shit was inside us. And we get to fucking get rid of that shit once and for all once we awaken. Yes, it's difficult to face it. Yes, it's difficult to go through it. Yes, it is hard. It is. But it's fantastic. Oh my God, it's such a weight lifted. Like, you know what I mean? In that 3D system, we're on drink, we're on drugs, we're partying, we're distraction, we're not healing our shit. And now I'm the most healthiest, happiest, youngest version of myself who doesn't need to take drink or drugs. You know? So yes, it is worth it. So much worth it. And you get to feel love for yourself. When we're in that 3D matrix, we don't love ourselves or anything. We're bitter, we're hating, we're fear-based. And we get to feel love for our twin flame. We get to feel love for ourselves. We get to feel love for this whole world. So that's the benefit of it. So that's the thing, you know, that was the side note. Anyway, so yeah, your twin is going through this now on an isolated basis. You know, you've already done the hard work and it is really enlightening. It's the best journey I've ever been on and I love it. You know what I mean? I love learning about myself. I love learning about the cosmos. I love learning about the world, the universe, everything. It's so vast, like. And the more I learn, the more I need to fucking learn because there's so much to fucking learn. Love learning. I'm such a nerd. Love it. But that's the thing. We're continuously growing. We're continuously becoming better versions of ourselves. But this is mirrored energy. And we have to send love to them because we know what it's like to be that person who doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. Am I crazy? That kind of energy. You know, so we need to have compassion there. But so understand that we are feeling the same thing that they're feeling. They are feeling what you're feeling and they are doing that work. They're just doing it a little bit differently. They're doing it with the resources they have, the knowledge they have, the same way you did at the start of your journey. So remember that. You know, we can, as I said, we can get so angry, frustrated that we're in this low depth energy, that we're going through this pain, that we're purging all the time, that we're healing all the time. And there doesn't seem to be any action in the 3D reality. But what we're doing we're able to do it faster than we used to. Do you know what I mean? So and we have that time now because we're after understanding this system. We're no longer stuck in the matrix. So we've got more time for ourselves to do that healing. So we have that time and space to heal. But they're not giving themselves the time and space to heal because they're still fucking trying to distract by being excessively busy. They're taking on that extra work. They're taking on these things. They're doing things for other people that is distracting them from doing things for themselves. So they have one day a week and they're like, all of it comes in at once. You know, it's difficult for them. And that's why you're going to feel that heavy energy very intensely when they are going through that. So understand that as well. So when you're actually feeling that upset that comes out of nowhere, but you're intensely thinking about what has happened between the two of you. You're upset, you're even feeling guilt. You're feeling their guilt. You're feeling their pain. So send them love, send them compassion, heal on your side so that you can send healing towards them. But understand that they are doing this. They are doing that work. They are going to be the best version of themselves for themselves, but also for you. Just have that patience. I've gotten a lot of energy around patience this week. Oh my God, the delays are there for a reason. That's a big loud one I've been getting this week. So fucking loud. Take your time. Take the small steps. Be patient with them. You know, because if we're sending that frustrating energy towards them, they're going to feel that as well. You know what I mean? And that's going to add to their pain. That's going to add to their guilt. You know, we need to come to a place of compassion for them about what they're going through. You know, and only the 3D stuff can only hurt us based on our own level of wounding. So if we're not healing ourselves, that's why we're getting frustrated. So be aware, and I've done this so many times. I've shouted at my twin flame so many times on the 5D, not in real life. Well, the 5D is real life, but not in the physical. And obviously that's stuff that I need to work through. But then I come back afterwards and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Do you know what I mean? He's going through stuff as well. And me shout at him telepathically is not going to fucking help anything. So that's why we need to come back and heal ourselves. Remember that everything we do, everything we say to them, they can hear us. Because I've said stuff to my twin flame on the 5D and he's come back to me on the 3D answering those questions. And it's just like, yeah, you can hear me. So they can hear everything we do. They can hear everything we say. They can hear everything we're feeling that we direct towards them. So, and we can feel theirs as well. So let's send them compassion, and let's send ourselves some compassion, because when we're hard on ourselves, we're actually hard on them. When we're hard on them, we're actually hard on ourselves. This is the mirrored energy. You hate on them, you're hating on yourself. You hate on you and you're hating on them. It's all fucking connected. So this is why we have to be so compassionate towards ourselves and so compassionate towards them. This is the importance of this twin flame journey, is to come to a place of unconditionally loving yourself, which is effectively unconditionally loving your twin. And if you love you, they love you. And they love them because you love them. So yeah, you know, I love you, you love me. It's all connected. My heart is your heart. It's literally the same fucking heart. You know what I mean? So the more you love yourself, the more you love them, the more they love themselves, the more they love you. It's all connected. And you're not crazy. I promise. I am. No, I'm not. I'm just a little bit weird. But anyway, so that's it. Remember that they do feel what you feel. They're experiencing what you're experiencing. And just be patient. Be patient with it. And the more you heal yourself, the more they heal themselves, the more you love them yourself and they love you, and all this love. It's all about the love. So it is actually really, really, really high vibration energy when you come back to that space. So understand, they feel you, you feel them. Sometimes it's their energy, sometimes it's yours, sometimes it's both, but you're always interconnected. They're always with you. They're always by your side. And yes, they do feel what you feel. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path.